And this is the project we're making today. Anne Melvin did a large version of this card of Positively Papercraft, and then I saw the Paper Picture do this smaller version, okay, which fits in a 3x3 envelope. So I bought the 6x6 papers simply because I don't use 6x6 anymore and I wanted to challenge myself. So I thought this would be perfect for them. Okay, so these ones are made with the Garden Impressions 6x6 papers. That stamp is from Flirty Flowers, and that is cut out of the new Detailed Impressions something. No idea, I can't remember. Oops. So, and I did an envelope to match, okay? So that's one. And this is Garden Impressions and Pineapple Punch. I think that was Garden Green with that. And these little flowers and hearts were from my stash. And Dear Friend is another stamp from Stampin' Up that I can't remember, and a little envelope to match. So I did 5, okay? And Garden Impressions. This is from the new Broadway Bound stamp and die set. I just loved it. And this is the Sweet and Sassy Hearts. And this sentiment is from Tabs to Go, or Tabs for Everything, okay? And a little Garden Impressions DSP envelope to match. Sweet and Sassy, Tabs for Everything, Broadway Bound. And an envelope, and the last one is Broadway Bound. And the Lovely Friend is from Detailed with Love. That circle die is from this one. Stitched Labels Framelit, and that's it there. Okay. So that was the first set. And then I decided to make a little box to put them in. So this is made just with stuff from my stash this time, except for the heart, those 2 hearts. Okay, so it fits 5 comfortably. It would probably actually fit 6. But we have 5 new end colours, so I went with 5, right? Lovely lipstick. I love that colour. So there we go. 5 little cards, matching envelopes, and a lovely little box to match. Okay, this time we're going to be using the end colours. So once again, I have done an envelope, and this little die is from my stash. 2U is from Tabs to Go, and this is the Miss the Magic Little Man. I thought I'd make some children ones this time. So in the blue, that is Call Me Clover. This is Blueberry Bushel. Miss the Magic and Stash. Miss the Magic again. Okay, and this is from the treat bags. Okay, so that's 4. No, that's 3. 1, 2, 3. Can't count. This is number 4. And this one I did with the Oh So Eclectic. And this is Grapefruit Grove. Okay, so this is from Oh So Eclectic. And 4U is from Labels to Love, I think. So that's 4, right? Put them out of the way. So the next one is going to be Lovely Lipstick, right? Now, when I first did this, I actually did all the scoring and then cut all the DSP and put them on. Now my eyesight's not great, So I'm worried that I'm not getting them even enough, so I wondered what I could do to fix that. And the papers are only 6 by 6 long, so I figured if I scored, you have to score 1.5 and 3 on each side. So I figured if I did the first 1.5 and switched it around and did that one, I could put these layers on. Okay? And then the 6 by 6 would be long enough to fit in the middle. And that would save me having to cut up all these squares and things, because it was time consuming to cut all the squares in half, cut the little bits and then cut them all in half. So this is what I did. Right, I'll take my scoreboard. You need to score at 1 and 3, and then you want to mark at 4.5 at the top, and you spin it round to do the same on the other side. I did that wrong, didn't I? It should have been 1.5 and 3.5. Oops, 1.5 and 3 is right. 1.5 and 3. Awesome. 1.5 and 3 and make a mark at 4.5. So you do that on both sides. And then you're going to score from that mark to the first score line. And from that mark to the first score line. And you're going to do the same on the other side. That mark to the first score line and that mark to the first score line. Okay? But I am going to put the DSP on first, now that I have a guide as to where it's going. That's the wrong one. You see? I know it's going in there. So I'm just going to get a tape runner. And just set that in there. Okay? Get it as straight as you can. My eyesight's terrible. I need a wee up on both of them, but the NHS is non-existent over here. So, there we go. Then I cut this bit to... Oh, I forgot to tell you what I cut them layers at. 1 1/4 by 2 3/4. That's what them layers are. And this one is 2 3/4 by 5 5/8. And then I am going to put it on before I actually do the diagonal scores, so that I don't have to do all the the diagonal cutting. Let's get down a little bit more. Right. That'll do. So, this is how I do it. I have a line down the middle of my scoreboard, okay? And I am going to put that on there. Hold that up and set it in the middle and score. Oops. Okay? You're going to do the same on the other side. Put that on your score line. and get that in the middle and score. Then you have to take your time because you're doing two lots of one lot of card and one lot of DSP, and if you're using wet glue you must wait until it's dry, otherwise when you score it'll catch. Or if you prefer you can do the cutting the diagonals separately. Okay, and then this side. Right, okay, so you've got a diagonal from the middle score to the top, middle to the top, turn it around, middle, top, middle, top. Okay, and then you can burnish those. You can then burnish your 3-inch score line first that you did at the very start. It'll go back and this one will go forward like that. Okay, and now you want to score your diagonals, and you can do it very easily. Okay, and then you just have to encourage it to go back like that. Okay, okay, so there you go, and that's your little 3x3 card. Okay, and then you just want to decorate it whatever way you want to. I have embossed a little heart from the Sweet and Sassy Hearts and then cut a white layer. And I'm going to put one on top of the other. Okay. This little For You is from the treat bags, I think. So I'm just going to stick it on in the middle. Okay, and I need a stilt for that one. Okay, and then that's going on there like that. Okay, so I also cut this from the Petal palette, and I just want to take a smidgen off it, that little bit there. Okay, and then I did the other one on the other side. You have to turn that one over like that. Okay, so glue. Glue, 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 glue. Where is the glue? Okay, and just put it down in it and get as much on it as you can. Okay, and that's going down there. Nope, like that. think I need to cut another little bit off that. Okay. And we'll just take it off this one too to match. Just put your glue on. And that is going on there. There, right. So that will go like that. Now, I had these little hearts, little white ones, that came out of when I cut that bit for the treat from the treat bag. It cuts a strip of hearts out, and this is what was left. So I thought I would use them somehow or another. Some gems. What do you reckon? We need some gems. But finding some gems that's appropriate might not be too easy. I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. That worked out well. Oops. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. Under there, when I've put some white ones on that pink heart. One, 2, 3. Right, that's our wee card. So I'm going to stop and get ready, tidy up, and then I'll do the box. Right, so I invested in the stamping trimmer and I'm going to attempt to use it for the first time. So we're going to make our box for our card, and our paper needs to measure 9 1/4 by 10. Okay, that's the base, and the lid is going to be Very Vanilla. This is Bundle of Love, although it's not in stock anymore. I'm still using it. Very Vanilla, 7 5/16 by 6 5/16. Okay, and I put layers on, and I'll talk you through them when I get there. Okay, so box 10 long side. Long side is at 10, and you want to score. You don't want to do that. You want to score. At 3 1/4 on all sides. Okay. Score, rotate, repeat. All 4 sides. Score, rotate, repeat. And that's your base, and your lid you want to score at 1 and 2 on all sides. 1, 2. Rotate and repeat. 1, 2. Rotate, repeat. 1, 2. Finally, 1 and 2. Right, and that's your scoring done. You can get rid of that. Okay. You're going to put a layer on the top and each side. So they measure 2 5/8 by 3 3/8. Is that right? We just double check. Yep, 3 3/8 by 2 5/8. Okay. And then this one will be 2 5/8 times 7/8, and you'll need 4 of them then. Okay, and that'll be your layers. So now you just need to do your burnishing and your cutting out. So the lid was handy, so I'm starting with it. So my eyesight was really bad the other day, and thankfully my videos are generally, I have 1 week in advance done, so that you don't seem to run out of them on the days that I really can't see or do anything. Right, you want to cut the score line away. You've got 4 squares in each corner. Second square in, cut straight down to the second score. First square in, cut straight down to the second score line. And take both those first squares off and the top one. Okay? And repeat that on the other right side. Cut the first score down to the second score, and then the second score down to the second score. Remove these two completely, and this one. Okay, and then go to the other side and repeat. And I am taking the score lines off completely because it helps your box to fold that little bit better, your lid. See, I'm getting into painting my nails. The only problem is they break so much. And I remembered something that my high school teacher taught me. I haven't been in high school for years, and my memory, I had a brain hemorrhage, so my memory is missing in places because of it. And I couldn't actually believe that I remembered what this teacher told me, and she said, and she was a home economics teacher too, she said if you have short nails and you go to paint your nails, use a pale colour, because the shortness doesn't stand out so much then, apparently. Right, now each one of those wee squares that you've got left, you're going to miter both sides, okay? You can do this as you're going along. It's really up to you. Okay. go. Okay. Now what you're going to do is put your layers on while you have that flat. And this is pink on one side and gold on the other, and I'm actually using the pink side today. Okay, and that's going right in the middle of that top one. Right, and then your 4 layers are going around the edge, and you're just going to go ahead. Now, I'm folding this top one back just a minute to help me get the other ones done first. So glue on your tabs. Okay, and fold them under and make sure they're level. Okay, and you need to do that the whole way around. Now, I don't mind using the tape runners on the layers because they're lighter and they're not going to be doing much moving about. But the lid itself will be going off and on. So it needs to be a little bit sturdier, so that's why you put glue on your tabs. Unfortunately, in crafting you need different glues for different things. And it takes you a while to get there. I've been crafting. The reason I started crafting was because I had a brain hemorrhage and I needed something to do. My doctor actually suggested it. To take my mind off all the crap I was dealing with. And I never believed I'd be still at it. Like, what? I had a hemorrhage at 38. He's 40, 10, 12, 15 years later. And if you've seen the amount of craft stuff I have compiled, oh my goodness gracious me. You know what they say, goodness gracious, great balls of fire. I hope to goodness my craft room never gets on fire, otherwise I'm screwed. If anything happened to my craft room, I'd think I'd sit down and craft. It's amazing how much stuff you pile up. And like, I'm doing Stampin' Up at the minute, but like I only get into Stampin' Up about a year ago when I found Melvin's site. Right, I'm going to leave that to dry. And then we're going to burnish and cut our box base. Right? Okay. So yes, I found, well first of all I found Mixed Up Craft. And she mentioned Positively Papercraft. I think that was how I found it. And once I found Positively Papercraft, then I was hooked, literally. So you've got 4 squares in your corners. Cut straight down the first one. And it's going to fold into that side, so you can just miter that a little bit, and then you're going to repeat on the opposite side. Okay, cut straight down and cutting so that when I've done the mitering, it will take the score line off. Okay, So they fold in like that. And it'll be the same on the other side. Right. So you're going to glue your sides in now. I'm just going to put glue in 2 for the time being. Fold them in and make sure they don't go over. This is just a simple, straightforward little box. The decoration is what makes it. That's kind of what I think of myself as. I'm not very good at coming up with new ideas, the way Anne from Positively Papercraft and Sam from Mixed Up Craft do. But once I have made up theirs, I am then able to adjust the sizes to fit whatever I want and decorating. And I think it's the decorating that I enjoy most. So I think of them as the archetypes and I'm the interior designer. Woo, wouldn't that be lovely? No, it wouldn't. My head would be turned. I'm going to decorate my living room shortly and get new floors down, and oh my word, the old wooden floors have to be lifted and the wallpaper has to come off, and you have to get new curtains, and I want a new light to match. So this is what happens when you buy a new sofa. That's it. That just started it all off. We bought a new grey leather sofa and that was it. I needed to decorate. So, we're just going to set our little cards in here. Oopsie daisy. Oops, oops, oops. Right. Come to me, baby. Come to me, baby. And these cards are quite dimensional. So when I made my envelopes, I made them and I didn't use the tape runner for them. I used, which I would normally do for envelopes, I used glue because they are slightly dimensional. They are dimensional, which makes them thicker. So, and I made the envelopes on the envelope punch board. And the measurement was 5 1/4 by 5 1/4. And punch and score at 2 5/8. Right, so that's our box. Cross our fingers. Fiddlets. Right, to decorate this one, I am going to do this on both of the bigger sides. Okay. So, glue factory again. I must clean this off shortly. Let's get glue upon glue upon glue. Right, where did I put them? Okay, and then the top bit. Right, and you want to stick that there. Right, I just put my bowl folder inside to burnish it, and I'm going to add some gems on at the end. Right. I think this dye is actually from Petal Palette. I don't remember telling you what that was from. Oopsie. But this is the one I used. This in one of the card I made, the last one I made. And now I'm using it on the box. It is just so blinking useful, in my opinion. So I cut 4 of them, and I can only see 3. Go me. Oh well, we shall look for it. We'll show you the side we chew on, and we shall look for it after. It's most likely on the floor as usual. Here it tells me everything's on the floor. David, I can't find something. Did you look on the floor? Right. Oops. You should probably do this before you put your cards in. That would have been more logical, wouldn't it? Right. And for the top, what I used was the same paper, and this little die is from something. And I used a small rectangle and cut out a piece from the centre. Then I used the same rectangle and the next size up and cut out the cream for the frame. Acetate in behind and foam tape on, and I'm going to make the lid of this one a shaker one. And I shall tell you what the die is before I finish. Right, so I'm just using some gold sequins for my stash. Like that. Right, in you go. I shall probably need to stand up and bring this closer to me to do this, but I have used 2 strips. I've doubled up my foam tape for this. And you can see I've already put my gems on the top of this. So please excuse me while I bring this over to me and attempt to get this in the right position. Right. And there you go. That's your little shaker lid. So this is my Stampin' Up version. And this was my stash and the Stampin' Up version. Okay? So I'm going to put some wee gems on there. So I'll find them. So I've actually added some of the wee sequins to the sides, some of the ones from in here. So I put the other corner on, which I had to cut because I couldn't find it. So those are my 2 little boxes for 5 3x3 cards in the new Garden Impressions DSP and the in colours, which are Pineapple Punch, Blueberry Bushel, Call Me Clover, Grapefruit Grove, and Lovely Lipstick. And then this is the Garden Impressions DSP. Okay, so hope you like. I'd love you to give me a thumbs up, and I'd really love it if you subscribe and come back for more. Check you out.